Hey cuties, what's going on? I apologize for the lack of uploads in like the last couple of days. I took a little journey like way out of state. So yeah, it's I couldn't really be at my computer and stuff like that. But just because of the lack of uploads, I want to kind of just drop like this little short, easy video. It might end up being long because what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna go through every dimension. Like you saw the title, so you know it's a dimension tier list. But I'm gonna like run through every dimension pretty much, explain what I like and what I don't like about it while I'm in it, and yeah, we're just gonna rank them. I cut them out in like the rectangle so you can see like when you press that play button, you can see the whole like entire thing. But I guess tier list maker doesn't like rectangles; they like squares. So yeah, you just you know which each one is, but you just can't see the entire thing like how I want it. But yeah. First off, oh yeah, before we get into it, make sure you boys join the group. I'm gonna promote it again. We got some limited edition Halloween merch that's gonna be going on until November 1st. There's only 5 Robux, male and females, so go ahead and cop that if you want. The group link will be in the description. Discord link will also be in the description as well if you want to talk to some chill peeps. I haven't been there like the past couple of days. So I don't know how these little kids, like how my children are misbehaving, but I'll keep them in check. So if you don't like too much like BS, I'll keep it in check for y'all. So just make sure you join. Link will be in the description. But yeah, anyways, let's get into it. I'm just gonna do it like this. I'll just swap back and forth. We're gonna keep the music off because the copyright is not gonna matter in this one. To get like um a full enjoyment of every dimension, we're gonna have to go through it and listen to the music as well. Meaning there will be copyright because the dimension music is copyrighted because they use the same music from this one artist, and that one artist copyrights me every single time. F that guy. But yeah, so well, or whoever runs the stuff for him. So we're just gonna go ahead with now let's keep the thing going. We're gonna run through the Yuko so we can get through it like quick as possible. Just pretty much my usual setup. We're just gonna run through each dungeon with my usual setup. It's not even gonna be me really try harding. I'm just gonna like explain like what I like in this, like that simple. So first off, we have Titan Dimension. For one, the first thing I don't like is that it's a complete straight line. It looks good though. I mean, models look nice. The area looks nice. You can really tell it's like Attack on Titan, you know? But I just don't like that it's a single straight line. But the one thing that I will give this dimension though is the nostalgia feeling. Because we all know like when we run through this dimension when we just started the game, level ones, not knowing what the hell we're doing. We're sitting here punching these titans and getting our like ass beaten inwards. Like we're getting turned inside out by these goddamn titans. But like we're having fun. Because like, you know, it's Titan Dimension, man. It's like the very first thing we do when you come into the game. You come into the game not knowing what to do. You see this boss, like, oh, damn, the boss moves. Oh, this actual boss, oh, it's so cool. You know, like, it's like that feeling. And that's like the start of everything. Those of you who like played since the beginning or near the beginning and are still playing it, like, you know that feeling. Like, this is the beginning of what got you hooked, you know? It's the beginning of what got me hooked as well and why I'm making these videos. So, like, this whole dimension is just, like, nostalgia. Like, the only thing about it is just a straight line, but, like, everything else, it just has, like, this feeling to it. And you see this? The biggest boss in the game, like, he goes all the way down here, if I can see. Like, he goes, like, it's huge. Like, it's not that, and, like, you get up here, like, it's designed beautifully, honestly. I never really took time and looked down here. You can really tell, like, Attack on Titan, you know? And just the nostalgia feeling, it's like, oh, it's good. Nostalgia feeling, the only thing that's bringing it down is a straight line, but everything else, oh, look at that lineup. But everything else is gonna pretty much carry it. So I'll drop Titan Dimension into, actually no, I'll drop it into just good. Because it's mainly just the feelings of it carry it. It's just the actual, and the designs look amazing, but the actual layout of the dungeon, like it's just a straight line. That's what's gonna bring it down. Everything else is perfectly fine with it. It's not. I probably won't really throw anything down here because everything has like different feelings to it, you know. Some of them may have bad boss layouts and stuff, but just like the feeling of how the game was and everything comes into play of that. So next we have Demon Dimension, where the Rimuru stands live and breathe. They play Demon Dimension every single day. They will not get, they're like, oh my god, Rimuru. Oh, Rimuru was so good here. I'm gonna keep using Rimuru. I'm gonna keep playing this so much. Oh my god, Rimuru. Like, these Rimuru stands will never get enough of this dimension. This is one of the like more beautifully designed dimensions as well. Dungeon layout, the dimension layout, oh my god, so many turns, corners, and cuts, and straight lines, and like, oh my, it's just twists and turns everywhere. Dimensions like that, when like they're so intricate and like, oh, just all over the place, it's amazing. Like, it's just so many turns and corners and everything. Just, it's not boring, you know? It's not like a straight line. And this also has the nostalgia factor as well, because I'm pretty sure this came out with the game's release. And like the top players, they always grinded this dimension because this is the only thing they could really do at the time until before Curse Dimension came out. So level design, great. Models design, great. The dimension, like the whole dimension design as a whole, and it's pretty damn big as well. Like the dimension design as a whole, like look at the town, the boss area, and then like the little forest area outside, mountains. Like this is a well-built dimension. This is a well-built one. I mean, the second half is kind of lacking, and it also is just a straight line between trees. It is kind of lacking, but the first half is like, the first half carries this dimension. But because it is not really perfect all the way through. Also, another thing I didn't really bring up is bosses as well. Titan Dimension, the bosses were pretty like they were pretty easy, so that also kind of drags it down. This dimension, the bosses are like fairly easy as well, which also brings it down. But like overall, and the second half too also kind of brings it down compared to the first half. But everything is still designed pretty well, and it looks good. Like the first half, like I said, the first half carries it. The bosses are easy though, which is a con, and the second half is just a straight line, and it's like, I don't know. It got the mountains and stuff. Like the little pathway looks nice, but like I said, I don't really like straight lines and stuff like that. It's kind of meh. Curse Dimension also does the same thing, but it kind of changes into something else, which I don't know. But yeah, just because of it's like half and half. So that also will probably place it in good. So I would just place it behind Titan Dimension. Titan Dimension I would like more because everything, I feel like all the cons to Titan Dimension, like stacked on with the nostalgia feeling, kind of just puts it above Demon Dimension. I don't know. I don't really know what else to really say about it. Like I said, this is strictly opinion based. You can probably place this up here. You could probably place this down here. It's whatever. This is strictly opinion based. I'm giving like my feelings on it. So agree or disagree, it's whatever. But next we have one of the more favorited dimensions, which is honestly one of my favorites as well. Well, since Ghoul Dimension came out, I don't know. that's tough. But Curse Dimension, oh baby, Speedrun City. This is speedrun meta at its finest. When speedrunning was like, oh, everybody speedran. Well, not everybody, but like speedrunning was like at its height. Like all the speedrunners like trying to go through this dimension and do metas, and like find out metas and strategies and whatever, bro. Oh my god. Because it's just such a well-built dimension. Like, it's not extreme, it's not like too many cuts and turns like Demon Dimension was, but it was enough cuts and turns and like it was enough cuts and turns and like short enough to like fully feel like you can like put time into speedrunning and stuff, you know? Like, it's not terribly big, but like, I don't know. And then super dashing off these little ledges and stuff like that too to get like little boosts. I honestly forgot to do it. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's just well built. It's well built. I feel like this one was perfect for speedrunning because like it's not too AIDS and it's not too like straight liney and whatever either. And then the bosses. I wanna. How can I hit him without bang? Like this attack. Oh my god, this boss attack. Look at this. Like this is one of the most probably still the most interesting attack to date. None of the other bosses I feel like can like look as good, like attacks look as good as this attack does. Like that hand attack. Like it's nutty. You know you don't see anything like that in any other dimension. Like look at this. Like what? That hand attack is fired. The dimension look is fired. He mastered the sewer look. And then even this part right here, even though it's like a little straight line, people also had trouble. Like it was still nice figuring out how, like, what was the best way to clear that straight line. Like clearing that straight line was one of the hardest parts of the dungeon because everybody was trying to figure out how to do that in the fastest way possible. And then you have to pretty much just come in here and drop like just an assist or your ult or whatever to clear out this whole room. And then you teleport to this masterpiece. His domain. Like you're just in his domain. This area is fantastic. I just wish one flaw about this, I would say I wish the shrine, this area back here was bigger. Probably like maybe filled up this whole backspace, but other than that, it looks so good. And then this boss difficulty was like just based on the RNG, but that was also fun at the time. Nobody was like extremely broken at the game. Like nobody's stats were broken. So like, and I also remember going through this dimension with Bakugo. I wasn't that good at the game. Well, I was better than most, but I was like extremely good at the game. And sitting here like carrying like 7 other people, they're all dead. They're watching me with Bakugo. I'm having the fight of my life. Sitting there fighting the boss for like 2 or 3 minutes, just like dodging everything. Bang, bang, Bakugo, teleport, bow. Like I'm just, oh my god, everything. Another nostalgia feeling as well. Like this dimension, there's really nothing bad to say about it. This dimension is the first entry into the top tier for sure. It's really, oh, I wasn't even judging the music either. I completely forgot about the music. Yeah, this dimension's music is also like, it's a banger track. I don't know, everything about the dimension is just wow, you know. Greatly built dimension. Like I still love it. So next on the list we have villain dimension, which is probably one of the least favorite dimensions if I'm being honest, especially in my opinion, because I already told you how I feel about straight lines, and this dimension is long and filled with straight lines. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, the actual dimension design itself, I'm not talking about like the actual dimension layout, but the dimension design itself, like this thing is absolutely massive. And there's also a little thing you can do. You can go off the map, climb up on this like slide and stuff up here. Like this map is like the best map to go exploring in for sure. Like you can get, like I said, you can get off the map. You can go anywhere outside this map. Go on top of this thing. You can go on top of the big dome. I have a screenshot of B going on top of that big dome as well. You can go on top of this. Like this map is wonderful for exploring. But if we're talking about like, and it looks nice. So if we're talking about like actual layout, yeah, this map, like I said, just pretty much straight lines. You come to a straight line, fight the boss, go into another straight line, then another straight line, fight the last boss, and that's about it. And the difficulty of this boss, I mean, it's pretty easy. Like the dimension, I feel like the dimension before this boss was like at its time was definitely more difficult than this, but like this isn't bad at all. This boss is extremely easy to fight, which is another minus in my opinion. I feel like the bosses should be like a lot harder, which is another thing I'm going to point out. Like Tokyo, like I mean the Ghoul dimension did beautifully. The bosses are difficult as hell. Well, at least well, not for me at least, but most people out here, like Kaneki is like difficult as hell for most people. The last boss is just annoying, but it's a good thing because he just teleports everywhere. It's something different. No bosses do that. The bosses don't just boom do a little anime sidestep behind you, put a gun in your face and stuff like that. Like they don't do that. That's nice. I like that. Like here, just straight line. Yeah, just straight line into the boss. But another thing I will get this to mention, it completely changed the meta. It started the reset meta, which is still used now. Like you just reset to different characters in different stages of the fight. I mean different stages of the dimension or whatever. Like it started that, which is like I mean, I give it credit for that. But then you get to this boss. This boss is also one of the easier ones. Like, the only thing that's really bad about it is like that part right there. If you don't dodge those first circles without using your dash, you're not going to dodge that attack. That attack is just like impossible to dodge if you use your dash. Like if you have no dash, you have to take at least one of those attacks. But otherwise, for most of the good players, you can literally just kill the boss before. Alright, what I was about to say, I honestly forgot what I was saying. I don't know. It's just a pretty easy boss to fight though. It's like the only thing I would really give the dimension is the overall dimension design. The dimension design is fire, and the music is alright, but everything else about it is kind of just a minus. So I guess I lied about a dimension being put down here. I feel like the dimension design, yeah, it's great. Like, don't get me wrong, but everything else is just, I feel like it's just a minus to it, you know? It's just a minus. That's all I really can say. I'm not gonna put it not completely trash, but it's like, it's good. I mean, yeah, it's okay. Like that's how I feel about it. So yeah. Next we have the sword dimension. Oh baby, the sword dimension. Don't get me started on that. It goes back and forth between this one or like sword dimension or ghoul dimension as the best built one. Like the most beautifully built one. Like, look at this, boys. Like, what? Look at this dimension. This thing is amazing. Like, none of y'all can not say this is not amazing. And there are like a couple straight lines, which I didn't, but like it's a straight line, but then it does something different. You've never seen it like split up into two little pockets like this. Like, yeah, it's a straight line, but then it does something weird. This switched up speedrunning meta a little bit too, because like you can like come down here, drop an assist in this little pocket, run over there, or even like you can come over to this side or either one of those sides, gather these mobs up right here, and then Gojo ult like these mobs. Gojo assist these mobs over here. Like usually you'll gather them all, like you'll gather them all in this corner right here, and then Gojo ult right here, and it can go all the way back here. Like that's another little strat that you can be used. Like this one definitely changed up the meta a little bit. And right here too, like these stairs will also aid to clear. There was different methods to clear it out. You can run it all the way up here and then back with the Ryuko or whatever, do something. Somebody also did something with the Gojo. You can 2 Gojo ult and it should be able to clear like the entire staircase with just this assist. And you should still be able to get the assist back for the final boss as well. And boss difficulty, I mean, this boss, it was difficult at times. I will give it that. Like this attack is decently hard to dodge, and then mixed in with the lines as well while he's doing those attacks, it's a fairly difficult boss. But then we have like yet another straight line. This little area right here though was kind of difficult to clear if you didn't crit as well, so that I give it that. But this one just very wide for no reason. But like I said, once again though, beautifully built dungeon. Like just look at it. And the way after you kill the first boss, it switches from blue to red. Oh god, I love that. But I wish there was also like mobs up here to like add to like the stair clearing like little thing, like strats you can come up with. This boss was also fairly difficult for a lot of people because like he did, for what cards we had, he did an absurd amount of damage. Like the amount of damage he did was unholy. Like, boy, you should not be doing that to us. Why are you bullying us this way? But for the most part, like me and other people, we can just kill the boss before anything gets terribly bad anyway. Like we would literally just straight up nuke him. But like I said, his attacks are decently hard to dodge, and plus he spawns in these mobs. So if you take a long time to kill the boss like I'm doing right now, and you get too many of these mobs in your way, you're gonna be struggling. You're gonna have a pretty rough time, especially in hardcore. So overall, dungeon is everything about the dimension, music, looks, bosses, everything is amazing. The only thing I don't give it is the layout. The straight lines. I told you I don't like the straight lines. That is the only minus I will have for this dimension. The only minus, and that brings it down to sheesh. It's beautifully built dungeon. amazingly built dungeon, but the straight lines. I feel like there's too many straights. Still, it's a huge dungeon, and like I feel like the straight lines still make up most of it. The only thing that really changed up was like the little pockets in the beginning, but for the most part, it's still a straight line. You know, it's still straight lines. So yeah, it kind of just goes there. But last and not least, probably is it. I still don't know whether it's my favorite dimension or not, but the brand new Tokyo Ghoul dimension. My God, is this dimension a ride? For one, it is the biggest dimension we have known to man. I mean, we have known in the game. It is what's it called? Probably the most well-built one, I would also say. And then difficulty-wise, it is probably the hardest, for sure. If comparing to, actually this one or Sword Dimension, like comparing to the cards we have now and the cards we have in Sword Dimension and whatever, like 68 cards, difficulty-wise, I would say this one is still a lot harder to do than Sword Dimension. It's like, I love having like stuff way more difficult. So yeah, difficulty is always a plus. And it's like, it's cuts and turns. It's a little straight line right here, but we have like a another little turn. Another little turn, come here, some more mobs. I did another little big turn. Like, layout, amazing. Design, amazing. Music, amazing. A little straight line into probably the most AIDS cancer boss in the game. Everybody hates this man. I don't have a problem with him. I kill him pretty easily. I'm the only one I feel like that likes the boss. Like I never struggle with him really. But everybody else hates him so much. The only thing I don't like about him is that the fact that he jumps up and it stops my like attacks. But otherwise, I do not have a problem with him. But I can see why people will struggle. If they don't kill him that fast, like yeah, his attacks will get pretty bad. Right here it's a straight line, but it's done well. Like you got enemies on both sides. Like but it's easy to take care of because all you gotta do is run straight, gather them all up once. They'll just gather all in one spot and then you just kill them. But I know some people probably tackle them like one by one. They go to one side, attack one, go to the other side, attack one, or whatever. But I feel like this is well done. And then this part right here, oh God, this whole section switches things up so much. For one, it's huge. This whole area is ginormous. It looks beautiful. And then this one switches everything up so much. Cause like you can tell it's built for 2 people. Like you can do something like that as a solo and then just kind of just clear it out. But it's mainly built for 2 people. Cause like it's 2 different sides. One person takes one side, one person takes the other. So it's mainly built for like speed running, like for speed running. It's built for duels, even though me as a solo I still do better than most of y'all duels. Imagine. But like actually I do better than all of y'all duels. Actually I don't think anybody else came close to a time like mine. I think the fastest time as a duo, I'm pretty sure, is like the one I had with a duo, and even then I still beat that time as a solo. But yeah, I don't know, this design, the idea, it's huge. It's split up into 2 sides. If you're playing as a solo, you gotta like do all different kinds of strategies or whatever to try to clear it the best way possible. Like everything, oh my God, this dimension, I don't know. And then this boss right here, like I said, the little anime sidestep they have, like he does. Like he will literally just dash behind you if he feels like it. I don't know what his dashes are based upon. I don't know if it's based on distance or whatever. But like, his attacks aren't that bad, but then again, there is no nightmare mode. So difficulty in this dimension will increase. It's already this good, and it's not even the hardest difficulty yet. It's like, just imagine what else he's gonna do, what else Kaneki's gonna do. Kaneki is just gonna be a spammy machine, like literally, in Nightmare. Like, boom, he dashes to the side. When he could dash behind me, he dashed far away, and then he dashes to the side. Like, it was one time literally, I like right in front of his face, I'd try to drop all my stuff in front of him, whatever. He dashed straight up behind me and just bopped me right in my back. Like, this actually just feels like you're an anime fighting, you know? It gives that feeling. It's well built. I just wish sometimes it didn't do like a little weak dash. Like he barely like moves. Like he does like a little dash like that. I want him like dash far, you know, to make it more difficult and annoying. But other than that, bro, it's nothing bad. There is nothing bad about this dimension. This dimension is perfect, honestly. It's perfect. And it's going to get better when Nightmare comes out because the bosses are going to be even more cancer, which we love. We love that, bro. Well, we don't love cancer. No, I'm sorry. We don't love cancer. We love difficult bosses. There we go. We love difficult bosses. But anyways, boys, I didn't want the video to be that long, but apparently it's till 25 minutes. But yeah. I think that's about it, boys. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, comment your thoughts. What's your favorite dimension? What's your least favorite? Let me know in the comments. Once again, make sure to join the group in the Discord. Links will be in the description. And I'll catch you boys in the next one. Subscribe for more. Peace.